This is probably the worst time that I could have possibly chosen to come out with my first video. It's been a lovely day. Weather's been nice. Had a walk. Saw the ducks by the lake. Watch Tottenham's captain get absolutely bent over in front of 60,000 people. That was... a part of me died that day because I am a massive fan of Lloris. I was a massive fan of Lloris and I was one of his biggest defenders. I really was. My dad has been saying for years that we've needed to get rid of him, and I didn't listen to him because he's been amazing for us, but at the same time, every big game the pressure seems to get to him first. And now look, he's been our captain since 2013, 2014, and it just seems synonymous that any time there's a big pressure situation or there's a big pressure game, he makes mistakes, and his track record is not good. You can think of the World Cup final with France in 2018 when he gifted, was it Mandzukic, the goal? You can think of the North London derby earlier at the Emirates as well. There's just so many mistakes. Probably the most painful one I can think of, I think it was 2018 when we lost away at Anfield 2-1, and it was I don't know, the ball just bundled under him, or I don't even remember. But he's become a player that I used to be really proud of. He's our captain, you know, but it just seems like the goalkeeper position has moved on from him. It doesn't feel like he's what we need anymore. We now are playing a system where our centre-backs got to be good on the ball, our wing-backs have got to be good on the ball, our keeper's got to be good on the ball, because when we're playing with a two-man midfield, and a majority of teams in the Prem and in Europe are playing with a three-man midfield like Arsenal today, they're going to dominate that midfield battle, which means that we have to go wide. We have to find our creativity and possession from the wide areas. And when opposition midfield threes are pressing hard and pressing high, that means our keeper's got to be quick with the passing, our centre-back's got to be quick with the passing, and Romero's good at it, Longlay's great at it, Perisic is too. But at the end of the day, if we don't have a goalkeeper that's built for it, it's never going to work. Now, a lot of it is Conte's stubbornness to stick to something that clearly doesn't suit most of our players. Emerson Royale is not a wing-back, but Conte has been trying to turn him into one. And we won't even activate Porro's release clause, which is only 45 million euros, to have a massive upgrade in that position, a player that actually plays that position. We won't even make that upgrade. We want to apparently stick it out because Emerson's happy. What other big club acts like that? I know we're not a big club, but that's the direction we're meant to be heading. World-class training facilities, world-class stadium. We've had top managers at our club in the last 8 years. We've had top players at our club. We do still have top players at our club, I think. You can't doubt Kane's quality. But the rest, I've lost faith with Son. I thought that would never happen. You know, last year when Kane had his, was it 2 years ago? I don't know. Kane was having his contract disputes. Son was Mr. Tottenham. There, he signed a new contract when we had Conference League football, and we had Nuno as our manager. Son signed a new contract. That was Mr. Tottenham behaviour. And he's just a shadow of himself right now. He does not link up well with Perisic on the left whatsoever. I don't know what it is about those two. They were shouting at each other. I think it was in the 92nd minute. Son was dribbling, Perisic overran it. Perisic just looked pissed off. Son looked pissed off. Don't know what's going on. Clearly it doesn't work between them two. Going back to Lloris, we're linked with Raya from Brentford, or Raya, Pickford, Robert Sanchez, Diogo Costa. All four of them would be a massive upgrade on Lloris, don't get me wrong, they would be. They're all good with the feet as well. David Raya would be my personal choice. I do like the element of Pickford because it's a bit of a storyline, you know. England's number 1 and 2 battling it out for club and country as well. I think that's quite a fun element. Pickford's great with his feet as well. I know his arms are questioned, and he does have the odd mistake in him like Lloris, but his passion's there. Clearly, Lloris is just not a captain. He's just not a captain. I think during the World Cup it came out, you know, when Argentina were winning at half time. Was it 2-0? Don't remember. And Mbappe gave the half-time team talk. Not Hugo, it was Mbappe. And I think even during the Spurs documentary, All or Nothing, Kane was given the team talks, if I recall. I don't remember Hugo giving a team talk. Just, it all stems from your captain, you know? I mean, look at Odegaard. Model professional, passionate, on the field. He's a top player. But the real captain of Arsenal is Xhaka. You know, and that's what everyone sees, and Xhaka's about the most passionate man you can find. His redemption arc has been incredible. Arsenal shock me because when we beat them 3-0 at the Lane 8 months ago, it felt like a real sliding doors moment, which reminded me of 2017 when we beat Liverpool 4-1. Liverpool went on to improve. They really went on. They splashed 90 million on Van Dijk and 60 million on Alisson. They plugged those holes in their team and they didn't look back. After we beat Arsenal 3-0, they got Jesus, they got Zinchenko, they got some quality backups in Vieira. They really upgraded their squad. I mean, we did too. Richarlison's not a winger though. We've been playing him on the wing because Kane's undroppable, which is fair enough, he's our best player. But then why don't we move to a 2-striker formation? I don't understand why we're not using a 2-striker formation. Or even Kane in behind Richarlison. I don't care what you say, Kane's good enough to play in a 10 role, obviously. Him and De Bruyne are the best 10s in the league. Kane, his passing range is equal to De Bruyne's. You know, obviously De Bruyne is a bit better with his playmaking and creative ability, but Kane he can do that job better than most, better than almost everyone. If it was up to me, we'd go back to 4 at the back, 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. You know, Porro, if we can get him now, Romero, Dyer, no, not Dyer, don't want him, Longley. I do like Longley. Got a wand of a left foot. Perisic doesn't. Can he play the orthodox left back role? I don't care. Put him in there. At this rate, we need to be suffocating teams. We need to be on the attack. Forget about the defence. You know, we just need to be on the attack. We have the attackers for it. People were saying we had the best front three in the league last season because we did. We have a great attack. This season, we've just not seen it. We've seen Kane. Even he's not been at 100%. His performances last year was so much better. But his goal output this season is crazy. It's weird. We need to move to a 4-3-3 again. Have Basuma in more. I feel like he really needs just a long run of games to really just hit. Basuma at Brighton is just unplayable. We need that Basuma badly. Højbjerg and Bentancur with Basuma, is that too static, rigid? Yes, it is. Personally, Basuma, Bentancur, and a creative midfielder, you know, that Eriksen player that we should have gotten, you know, the one that supposedly loves our club as well. I mean, the one that Conte brought into the team in February in 2020, and Inter went on to win the league. I think Eriksen wasn't getting much of a look in, but then as soon as Eriksen came into that team, he was immense. And they went on to win the league. So you're telling me a midfield trio of Basuma, Bentancur/Højbjerg and Eriksen wouldn't be just perfect? And then the front three speak for themselves. Now Son, no idea what's going on with Son. It's really let me down. Don't know what's going on with him. Whether the golden boot got to his head, the Asia tour, you know, when we went on to tour in South Korea, did that all go to his head? I remember his dad did an interview, or some quotes came out after Sonny won the golden boot. He said, "Well done, Sonny." He didn't even say well done, actually, I don't think so. But he just said, "You're not world class yet. You've got a lot more to do," and boy was he right. Heung-min dad was spitting the truth before even all of us saw it. He knew that this would happen. Son's got a lot of work to do. Is this his decline? I don't know, I hope not. Kulusevski, just over eager today. He was over hitting all the crosses. I don't have any complaints with him. He's one of our best players, and he hardly ever puts a foot wrong, so same with Kane. I mean, going forward, am I Conte out? No. Does he need to accept responsibility for today? Yes, he does. Is bringing a new manager in the solution? No. Is backing Conte more than ever now the solution? It has to be. We've thrown all our eggs into his basket, so we have to make it work. His contract expires in 5 months. Kane's contract expires in 1 year and 5 months. If Conte commits, Kane will. If Kane commits, Conte will. At this rate, neither of them are committing. These next 2 weeks before the transfer window closes are the most important 2 weeks, I would argue, of Tottenham's history. Whether we can go on to become the big club that we are teasing to be, or if we're going to slide back into mediocrity like we were pre-2008, 2009. Paratici, Levy, Enoch, they've got a lot of work to do. We've got City away next, and wouldn't it just be typical Tottenham to lose to Arsenal and then beat City home and away? That'd just be typical, wouldn't it? Because we do tend to have City's number. But I can't help but overlook that if we do lose to City, and it's by quite a margin, I think Conte leaves. And it would be inevitable for Poch to come in. Even though I'd probably want someone like Gallardo or Luis Enrique. I don't know if Poch would be the right fit again for the club, but it's depressing. It really is. To the point where I even had to make a video because I had so many thoughts in my head. A lot of my mates are Chelsea fans, Arsenal fans, giving it large. I got the Chelsea fans jumping on with the Arsenal fans because they all love each other, and I've been getting grief. I shouldn't be getting grief from Chelsea fans. You're 10th. We're going to be 10th at this rate anyway. Overall, this is rock bottom. It can't get worse. We've got City away next. It can get worse. It can't get worse this period of time. It's so telling what the transfer market will bring. It's telling. If we actually secure that wing back for Conte that he needs for his system, we'll have threats on the left and the right. Because Perisic is a threat. Porro will be a threat too. It has to be Porro, by the way. I'm not having chats of Dumfries. I'm not having that. If we're a big club, we sign a keeper now. But can you get Pickford out of a relegation battle? No, because Everton will hold on to him. They need him. David Raya. Brentford are having a great season. Porto. Can they let go Diego Costa? I doubt they do. Especially as Benfica are top of the league right now. I believe they are. And it's just looking rough for the keeper market right now. In the summer, it looks easy to secure these targets, but we might just have to persist with Hugo for a little longer. Unless you want to start Forster against Haaland. I don't see that ending well. Well, I wish it could have been a happier note to do my first video on. I'm Banksy. You can follow me on Twitter, YouTube. I have to make a channel. Or do I have a channel? I'll see. Okay. Follow for more Spurs content and rants and transfer news. And I will see what the next video will be soon. I'll have a lot to talk about. Take care.